article it wrote Diddy Combs' girlfriend Kim Porter was left with a broken nose after the couple argued on Combs's yacht in Saint-Tropez. Combs flew in a special plastic surgeon from Geneva after the accident. Porter has since claimed she hurt her face after she banged her nose on a table, but it got even darker with what happened to Shaki. He was found dead at home from gun wounds and it was ruled a suicide. But a lot of people just weren't buying it. They started wondering if Diddy might have had something to do with it. Here's why. Just a few weeks after Shaki died, there were reports that Diddy had jumped Shaki during some kind of altercation. So naturally, when the news of Shaki's death broke, folks started connecting the dots. An insider reported that Kim was seeing Shakira and Diddy found out and he went apish. He tracked Shaki down to his hotel, then Diddy went up there without security and beat him to a pulp. Don't let the shiny suits and curls fool you. Diddy will fa man up. People have clocked a T and left comments like, during one of the many breakups between Kim and Diddy, she began talking to an employee of Def Jam named Shaki Stewart. Diddy was irate. Apparently she ends up with a broken nose and Shaki ends up dead by unaliving himself on November 4, 2008. Diddy birthday only Kim would know who did it. This is crazy. When you factor in the things that Cassie ruled in her lawsuit, you can kind of see why she would be desperate to get away from Diddy. But in her lawsuit she had a whole lot to say about how Diddy treated her, and she gave some examples. The court documents said that he essayed Miss Venter in her own home after she tried to leave him, often punched, beat, kicked and stumped on Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and forced Miss Vento to engage in intimate acts with male SWS while getting off on it and filming the encounters. Demanded that Miss Vento to carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and introduced Miss Venter to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance use and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. She also claimed that he went above and beyond to control and manipulate every part of her life, and he would often hurt her over the smallest inconveniences. Sometimes he didn't even need an excuse to hurt her. The lawsuit detailed several instances of this behavior, including one incident where they were heading home after a party with Jay-Z. The lawsuit said Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura repeatedly in an escalade, including by kicking and hitting her. He forced her out of the vehicle on Fifth Avenue in New York City. She was eventually able to hail a cab to get to her apartment in Manhattan. There was also a time when Cassie reached out to a music manager to help her with her career, and honestly, who can blame her? Because Dee wasn't exactly doing much to promote her as an artist, even though he was supposed to be managing her instead of helping her grow. It felt like he was more focused on keeping her under his thumb than actually supporting her success. So when he tried to speak to the manager, Diddy got so mad that when they left the club, Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura, pushed her into a corner of the vehicle and stomped on her face. When the car arrived at Mr. Combs's residence, Miss Vento attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to again kick her in the face. Miss Vento was bleeding profusely and was ushered into Mr. Combs's home, where she began to throw up. Incident in the lawsuit. She also talks about a time when he hit her so badly in an Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles in 2016. According to the court documents in around March 2016, during an FO at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles, Mr. Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched Miss Ventura in the face, giving her a black eye. After he fell asleep, Miss Vento tried to leave the hotel room, but as she exited, Mr. Combs awoke and began screaming at Miss Ventura. He followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. He grabbed at her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her, causing glass to crash around them as she ran to the elevator. To escape, she continued. She managed to get into the elevator, and when she got to the lobby, quickly took a cab to her apartment upon realizing that her running away would cause Mr. Combs to be even angrier with her and completely stuck in his vicious cycle of Miss Ventura returned to the hotel with the intention of apologizing for running away from her. When she returned, hotel security staff urged her to get back into a cab and go to her apartment, suggesting that they had seen the security footage showing Mr. Combs beating Miss Vento and throwing glass at her in the hotel hallway. Now she also claimed that he paid off someone in the hotel for the footage of the incident, because he knew quite well and good what would happen if it were ever leaked. The document said upon information and belief Mr. Combs paid the Intercontinental Century City $50,000 for the hallway security footage from that evening. At first, Diddy denied the lawsuit and accused her of being a clout chaser and a gold digger. His lawyer said Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Miss Venter's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Miss Vento has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. However, when he saw how much damage this was going to do him, he chose to settle that lawsuit one day after she filed. However, he still maintained his innocence, and his lawyer released a statement saying a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs's decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. He is happy they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Miss Vento the best. Luckily, she managed to escape. Diddy married the love of her life and things look good for her. She has even been reported to be testifying against Diddy in the trial, and chances are very high that she's going to confirm that Diddy tried to unalive McCabe Jordan because of her. Now, like I said, this is the perfect timing for McCabe Jordan's lawsuit. There's pretty much no need for him to go back and forth about whether or not Diddy really tried to jump him, because the feds already did that work for him. If it's all put out during the trial, all he has to do is walk in and